Hello, my beautiful mortgage people. In this video, I'm going to dive into the depth of referral dependence because I already know if you're a mortgage pro, there's a high likelihood that you're relying on these partners or relationships to scale your business, and you've most likely felt the burn of that. So let's get into it. So I've had a conversation with thousands of mortgage pros, and like I've noticed, over 90% of them are relying on referrals, word of mouth, sphere of influence, and it's not really getting them, especially in the last couple of years, they felt like the consequences of that. And they're mostly looking for external ways to get new leads, and we can dive into why. So the three reasons why relying on referrals, sphere of influence, things of that nature sucks is because one, it leads to inconsistent deal flow. Two, you lack control over your own growth. And three, it leads to difficulty in scaling, right? And then you might feel like this guy over here, super stressed out, right? So let's dive into a little bit more detail about these problems. So inconsistent deal flow. So, you already know referrals are highly unpredictable, meaning that they lead to a fluctuating business pipeline. One day you might be able to close 5, 10, 20 leads, 10 closed deals, and then the next one you might have 0. That sucks because you still have expenses that you need to be paying, whether it's your house mortgage, whatnot. You might have staff under you. And the fact that you don't have income coming in for that month or limited income, it puts a stress on you just because we all know it sucks to be making 10K, 20K one month and then you make half of that the next month just because you don't have consistent deal flow. So like I said, some months are you're going to have like slow periods depending on these people. And as a result, you'll be unable to scale your business because here's the thing, you as the leader, if you want to grow your mortgage business, you're going to have loan officers under you, different underwriters, different assistants. And the thing is, they're relying on you for success. They're relying on you to feed their family, to support them and whatnot. And if you're unable to give them the lead flow, in order for them to successfully scale and grow their business and get leads and close deals, then what's the point of working for you? At that point, they're going to feel as if you're not the person that can take them to the Holy Land or whatever they want to go to financially. So at that point, you're going to have a high turnover. People are going to be leaving your job, and it's going to be difficult for you to predictably scale. So let's get into the second point, which is a lack of control over your growth. So when you're relying on referrals, you're purely reactive. You have little control over the type of leads you're getting, whether that's purchase, whether it's refinance, whether it's whatever the case. Also, the quality of the lead, you don't have control over because I've got on these calls and some people, they mentioned that, some of these leads, that have bad credit, it takes pretty long time to close those deals and whatnot. And beggars can't be choosers. You can't really say anything to the referral partner just because they're your only source of income. See, me personally, I don't like relying on another person or another business in order to give me leads in business. Because we all know, leads are the most important part of your business. It's the lifeblood. And also the timing of the lead. Like I said, which came back from my previous point, you're unable to predictably scale and predictably know when you're going to get leads because you're purely reactive, right? So like I said, that just means you're waiting on the phone, like Lisa right here, just waiting for another person to send you a lead. But I typically understand, just because it just seems like mortgage professionals just have never been taught the importance of marketing. Like real estate agents, they understand it, but mortgage pros, they've never really had to do it before. But it's a different time now. So it's okay. I'll show you guys. So the result is that you'll never be able to outperform your referral partner's business and performance. And that's something very important because if you've ever read the book, The 21 Immutable Laws of Leadership, what you'll know is the law of the lid. And that basically states that the leader of a business organization is going to set the cap of the efficiency of everyone under them, right? So someone that's under you is never going to be able to outperform the leader. And I saw a relation with mortgage pros because if you're a mortgage pro and you're dependent on real estate agents, they're not necessarily your leader, but you have a dependency on them. And so if they're struggling, you're going to struggle as a result also. you'll never be able to outperform them, and they're your cap to success. I mean, as an entrepreneur, I'm sure you don't like that feeling of relying on other people to grow. So that's just something I want you to notice. Just because I had a conversation with someone before, he was struggling in the mortgage business for some time, and then he mentioned that, I don't know too many mortgage pros who are succeeding, and I was like, damn, like really? And he was like, yeah, mostly like real estate agents. And like as a result, it clicked to me instantly. I mean, real estate agents are prospecting 24/7. They're speaking to the leads. They're directly speaking with these leads. You as a mortgage pro, if you're depending on them, there's no way that you'll be able to outperform them because you're not going to be doing as much prospecting. The next thing I want to dive into is the limited scalability. So referrals, they're great. Like we all know they're great. But the issue is they are not easily scalable. You can't linearly scale your number of referral partners. It doesn't work like that. Like once you exhaust your immediate network, friends and family, things of that nature, it's really, really difficult to scale and make new connections because of supply and demand. So here's the thing. You've probably been told, hey, just cold call new referral partners and whatnot. Just reach out to new people on a daily basis. Okay, well, let's just dive into the supply. So 75% of real estate agents fail in the first year and 87% fail within 5 years. So what does that mean? 13% of real estate agents are actually able to send you leads consistently. Well, yeah, you might think, 13%, that's still a good amount. Okay, well, on top of that, a lot of the ones who are successful, they already have a primary lender. They already have people that they're working with. They already have partners and associations. So what makes you think that you who cold calls them on a phone call, asking to take them out on lunch or whatever, is going to make them want to work with you instead? On top of that, that everyone knows that you should be speaking to real estate agents, and that's typically what people do. So you're competing with not only the partners they already have, but the people that's going to be cold calling them every single day. And so, like I said, the supply for real estate agents who are doing well and killing it is very small, but the demand for them is very high, which means it's going to be extremely difficult for you to scale your number of connections. So think like a tech founder, act like a mortgage pro. So I just want to bring this up just because I come from a tech background. I used to be a developer, worked for IBM. And like SaaS companies are software as a service companies. I've worked with a lot of them, and they're worth the most and have the highest multiple. And if you don't know what a multiple is, it's basically how you determine the worth of a company. Let's say your revenue as a company is 100K per year. Your multiple determines the worth. So in software companies, their multiple is among the highest, right? In June 2020, it was about like 16%. Granted, it's a lot lower now, but it'd be 100K times 16, right? So obviously, the higher your multiple is, the higher the worth of the company. And SaaS companies are worth the highest. They have the highest multiple for a reason. So mortgage pros need to understand why SaaS companies are worth the most and apply those principles to scale their business to make them worth the most as well. So tech companies are successful because they have three things that most mortgage pros don't. And that's consistent cash flow, full control over growth, and limitless scalability. So let's get into it. So SaaS companies have predictable recurring revenue through subscription models. Most of them, I'm sure you have a couple, they have like subscriptions, think Netflix, things Hulu, things of that nature. And it results in better financial planning and investment in growth. Because what you're gonna have is you're gonna have a percentage of people who are continuing to pay their monthly plans and whatnot to keep up with the subscription. Now, the second thing they have is they have full control over their growth, meaning that they have data-driven marketing strategies that can precisely target a specific ideal customer base. And then the last one is limitless scalability. So SaaS companies, they're built for scale, right? So once you have a software, it's nothing to onboard the next few clients. And as you can see, these are the things and problems that mortgage pros have that set them back in terms of like growing their business. So let's dive into the solution and what you guys can do instead. And the solution is direct to consumer marketing. So instead, mortgage pros should market direct to consumer. And what that means is just marketing straight to your ideal client profile. So if you want purchase leads, you go to people that want to buy a house. If you want refinance leads, you go straight to people that want to refinance and market towards them. So that's direct to consumer marketing, and you skip the middleman, which is the referral partners. And I mean, if they come in, that's fine, but you're not going to rely on them. That's the point. What you get with that is more consistent lead generation, because there's a lot of different channels that you can use to get your leads, whether that's relying on like organic social media, paid ads, SEO, and it leads to you getting full control over your pipeline. So if you want more leads 1 month versus maybe a next month, that's something that you can control just by upping the budget or upping what you were doing to get those leads. You see, it doesn't necessarily have to be paid ads or what. You can do things organically on social media to grow. I actually have a video of that on Instagram, on growing your Instagram. So you can check that out if you want something more organic that's free. And then on top of that, what you get is brand building for inbound leads. So something that's very important, as you know, is branding. And I'm going to say like over 85% of mortgage pros have no branding. They just have a website and they call that's their brand. But I mean, that's not going to make somebody more inclined to want to work with you just because there's no likability, there's no trust or anything associated with that, because you're not putting yourself out there. And as a result, you're not getting inbound leads, because you're going to get inbound leads because people know, like, and trust you. And if you just have a website and you think that's going to be enough for people to trust you and whatnot, well, good luck. And the last thing is you gain leverage over real estate agents by doing direct to consumer marketing. So you have to think about what situation we're typically in right now. So there's limited real estate agents and there's a high quantity of mortgage pros that want their business. So supply and demand says that the value of a mortgage pro is going to be at the floor. Their value is very low. And that's why a lot of people, like real estate agents, like, to be honest, they expect you to like kiss their ass or whatever. And I mean, I'm not typically a fan of that. So what you can do instead is, since you're now marketing direct to the consumer and you're getting your own leads, what you can do is gain leverage over the real estate agents. And you get that by sending them pre-qualified leads, right? So people who are already approved, the leads that you already approved that now need a real estate agent, you can send those leads over in order to create a connection, in order to create a real estate agent. Because now you're not just begging someone. You're not a commodity anymore. You're giving them the most important thing to their business as well. And that's a lead that's qualified, that actually has approved loan. Only then can you actually scale your number of referral partners. So that's the importance of this direct to consumer marketing. It flips the balance, where you're, instead of being overly reliant and begging, what you can do instead is create a mutually beneficial relationship. So that's the video. If you want to see how you can build this out for yourself, there's going to be a link in the description to join our private community. And so it's going to be free, where what we do is we implement AI and marketing strategies for exclusive leads. We show you how to build your own, right? We have a foundation of people who are networking and growing together, just because we want to grow and be able to have sustainable leads coming inbound. So just join that free community in order to get value, right? So we show you how to do everything through step-by-step workshops and have live events for just to help you guys out, right? And if you want us to do everything for you, there's going to be a link for a strategy session just to see if we're a good fit. And that's about it for me. So like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.